Hi, my name is Tammy McKnight from Wood County Schools. I was the first winner of the Jan Deals Golden Apple Award. Well, I remember that whole week was busy. Our principal, Mike Wendland, had told the teachers that we were going to have an assembly so that we could prepare our kids and we could also change our lesson plans if need be. And he didn't tell us what the assembly was about, which wasn't standard procedure. We normally knew what was going on. But our PE teacher at the time was Pam Reeves. And Pam was telling the kids that Hannah Montana was going to visit, that Miley Cyrus would be in the school. So the kids were all excited and all abuzz. But actually the day of the assembly, the thing that I remember most was that I was sitting with a dear friend who has also passed, Kathy Moorhead. And as I believe it was Lauren Keeling was with WTAP then maybe, but they started reading the letter and Kathy kept saying, "It's you, it's you, it's you, I'm so proud of you." And it was just great to feel so much love from so many people that day. I do remember who nominated me. It was a parent, Suzanne Johnson. I had been helping her son, George, who we called Sparky, with some after-school work. He needed just a quiet place to get some things done. He was a smart kid and he was a hard worker, but he needed that little bit of extra individual attention just to focus. And so I provided my classroom and my help after school, and so it was such a small thing and something that I felt like was part of what I should be doing anyway, and it just made me think that everything we do is noticed and every second of the day counts when you're a teacher, so you just never know what impact you're going to make. Truthfully, I didn't choose to become a teacher initially right out of high school. I have an engineering degree and I was an engineer with a major coal company in northern West Virginia. And it didn't take me long to realize that was no job for a woman and that was no place for me to be. So I figured, okay, I've made a mistake, let's cut our losses. So I was at a crossroads. My mom had spent a lot of time since high school telling me, you should think about a teaching career, you should be a teacher. And I always had all of the reasons I shouldn't be a teacher in the back of my mind, but I thought, hey, you know, I have an opportunity to go back to college, let's try this. And so I did. I decided to become a secondary math teacher, and actually it was a natural fit for me. When I came out of the classroom in 2010, my first job at the district level was an instructional coach, and I worked with teachers in their classrooms to implement new strategies, to implement new curriculum, anything that they needed to help them be a better teacher. For a time, I was the math coordinator through some very difficult years of implementing new standards, but it was a learning experience. I also worked with Title I for a short time, which gave me an opportunity to learn about elementary teaching and learning, and also reading, which I'm not very familiar with because I am a math teacher. And then I became an innovation and improvement specialist, which is what I do today. And my job entails working with schools, individual teachers, whatever the case may be, those entities that have a desire to improve student outcomes, who want to do better things to help kids be better. It's my job to go in and help them work with that. They may have a goal, they may have a vision and not quite know how to get there, and it's my job to help them do that. I have a lot of fond memories. I have memories hanging on my Christmas tree. I have memories hanging on my bulletin board. I have memories on my desk. I have memories that come flooding back every time I see one of my former students on social media doing something great, or becoming a new mother, or getting a great job. I have memories that come back to me when I see my kids on TV. And they're always going to be my kids doing something special. But I guess the best memories for me from my time at Hamilton involved the community and relationship building among the staff. I was fortunate that my principal was the late great Ralph Board, and his assistant was Mike Winland, and they saw the importance of building community within the school, within the staff. And Ralph had, one of the things that I remember best is Ralph had read an article about Pike's Place Market in Seattle, and it was called The Fish Philosophy. And it was how they work with their employees to make them happier employees and make them more productive. And so Ralph started the fish philosophy with us, and he bought this huge stuffed fish. It was a pillow, not a real fish. And he would come to staff meetings, and he would say something important about a staff member, something they had done to help the school or to help a kid or to help an individual, and he would throw them that fish. And there would always be maybe a Hershey bar with $5 or something trivial in it, but to recognize that person. And then that person had to think of someone else in the room that had helped them or done something special, and they would toss it. So we always concentrated on the positive. And then Ralph also started our own little Golden Apple Award at Hamilton, and he started it by buying a Golden Apple paperweight and just a small little spiral notebook. And on the first page of that notebook, he chose a teacher, and he wrote a note about something important they had done or something impactful that they had done to make Hamilton a better place, and he put it in their mailbox. And they kept that for a month, the paperweight on their desk and the little book. And after a month, they would pick one of their colleagues, and they would write a note to their colleague on the next page and give them the paperweight. It would end up in their mailbox, and it went around all year. And the last staff meeting of the year, Ralph would read all of the notes and then give them to everybody. And I still have some of those notes because it meant a lot to be recognized by your colleagues, to know that you were doing great things, or at least good things. Because all good teachers, I've never met a good teacher who didn't have the support and mentorship of excellent teachers behind them. It's both humbling and heartwarming at the same time. It's humbling because there are so many people, so many teachers that do special things each and every day and never get the opportunity to be recognized. And we all know that. But it was heartwarming because one parent took the time to write a letter to let someone know, this is what Tammy McKnight did for my child. And like I said, it wasn't anything special. I didn't feel like it was special, but it does make my teacher heart happy that that parent recognized that I cared for her kid. Well, I don't watch any of the TV shows right now about teachers. I think there might be a couple on. I am a proud owner of Bad Teacher DVD, but I'm going to show my age. The teacher shows that I remember are Room 222 and Welcome Back, Kotter. Well, anybody that knows me, any of my teacher friends are going to tell you that I have a long supply of advice. Whether solicited or unsolicited, they get my advice. But I do have some advice. I have 5 pieces of advice. Number 1 is make sure it's your passion, not just a job. Number 2, be prepared to work hard to make it seem effortless. Teaching is hard work. Number 3, seek out a mentor who is a positive mentor, who can help you get better, who can make you better. Number 4, always take opportunities to learn. Always take opportunities to learn something new for your classroom to benefit your students. And number 5, the one that I think is most important, of all the 1,587 decisions you're going to make each and every day, keep the question in the forefront: is this decision the best one for my students? And I take